Hello, my name is The Truth About Trans, or The Truth About Two. I have both a TikTok and a YouTube channel. I primarily create on TikTok. Recently, I did receive a comment on one of my TikToks asking if both Transmed and Tucute can be true, and I read that and I thought this is far too complicated to just explain in a 60-second, 15-minute, whatever TikTok. I thought that this needed to be a long-form response. But to truly understand what we're talking about here, I think it is important to establish the views of both sides. I think it's important to note that I will be using the word transgender here for simplicity's sake, contrary to my own belief that the transsexual is the correct term here. But transmedicalists do typically believe that gender dysphoria is necessary to be considered transgender. Transmedicalists, we do often have a more binary view of gender, and we support gatekeeping. We also emphasize a rigorous evaluation for individuals seeking medical intervention, think like hormones, surgery, or otherwise gender-affirming medicine. And we also don't believe in self-identification, which is a big part of the Tucute perspective. For transparency's sake, I do think it's important to say that these are the views that I hold, so I might come off a little biased at some points in this video, but I am trying my absolute best to not be. With that being said, the Tucute perspective does become a little harder for me to define. If you identify as a Tucute and any of these strike you as false to your beliefs, I would love to hear about it in the comments, but I did try my best to research these as best as possible to ensure that both sides are properly communicated here. Tucutes do typically believe that self-identification is all you need to be trans, regardless of the presence of gender dysphoria, so they think you can just wake up and say, I'm transgender, and they will go, yes, we believe you, you're trans. They do disagree with gatekeeping, so they want transgender people to be, anyone can be transgender. It kind of links into the self-identification thing. And they do believe in a spectrum of gender, rather than being not binary. So think like demi-girl, demi-boy, non-binary, and all the proclaimed in-betweens. I don't even know all of them because I don't really care that much. They also do ground their beliefs in socio-cultural factors. They highlight personal autonomy when proclaiming gender identity. Regardless of both of these views and what the bigger point of this video is, being whether or not you can be both a transmed and a Tucute, I think something I hear often is that we're all trans people and there are larger things to fight for. It's the people are dying response that I often get. And this argument would be pretty damn stupid for me to just up and ignore. There is a bigger picture here for trans rights as a whole, and usually there are agreeable points that I think most transmeds and most Tucutes can say, yes, like, this is agreed upon. And I think some good examples are that trans people should be allowed to exist in general. There's an importance of mental health in transgender people, and it's usually agreeable that transgender people shouldn't be discriminated against. Now, if you think any of these aren't true, or they shouldn't be true, or whatever, I think you need some serious mental help. Honestly and genuinely, I think you should really talk to someone about that. But whether or not you can be both a transmed and a Tucute seems inherently contradictory to me. To me, it's like asking if you can be both a left and right-winged thinker in the general political world, and often, like, what I would say about that is, you can hold views, you can have some views of being a leftist and you can have some views of being right-wing, but overall most people align with one or the other. There are some centrists or whatever, but I feel like Tucute and Transmed does come out to be a little bit different than that. To me, they're so contradictory that it's difficult to believe that anyone could possibly have both of those views. Like, for example, how could you possibly believe in self-identification and gatekeeping, or have a binary view of gender and not believe in gatekeeping? Like, to me, it just doesn't, like, a lot of these just seem like they couldn't possibly be in one person's brain where they fully believe in it as true and aren't one or the other. I think the Tucute and transmedicalist perspectives are overall kind of difficult to define. I think I did a pretty good job with these definitions here, just because, like, a lot of the times people just have views that they attach to being transmedicalist or being Tucute that maybe aren't true to those views, or, you know, whatever. Maybe the wider community of either of those views don't quite think that. Like, I know for me, I do spend a lot of time trying to help people understand what transmedicalism truly is, because people seem to think that it's something that it's not often. I think ultimately that you cannot be both a transmed and a tucute. You know, someone asked for my opinion. That's my opinion. If it's not yours, that's completely fine. I thought this would be a cute little video to do because I haven't posted on YouTube in like 5 months. If you like this, my TikTok is the truth about 2. I post a little bit more often there, but I'm not very good at with social media. I really shouldn't be doing social media because I'm really bad at being consistent with it, which is like the key to it. That's enough rambling. I will see you in the next one.